Braden Eigner off the boards near the left side. Knifed away there by Tremblay, wearing 2 in navy blue and white. And here comes Gallucci on the wing. He's got room. Gallucci tried to center it to Schuberta, but he couldn't get it to him. Then he tries to take a shot on that. It's checked down before he got the chance. He gets taken down once more. And we have Rodsberg and Stasek with the assist. Sorry for the little mix-up there. I think we had some mix-up with the corrections on the numbers. So 2 players in the box, 1 for each team. Gallucci in for the Renegades. And Laflaw in for the Knights. 2 minutes each. As it's chipped back to the corner. Still waiting on the official assessment of what the penalties are for. I'll get back to you on that when I get word on that. As Foley has his puck tipped towards center. Actually, it's going to be 5-on-5. I thought it would be 4-on-4 to start things out. It is not. This puck bounces up into the air. It's brought back down by gravity towards center. Murphy touched it there for a second. Knights chase it down. So try to clear it back towards the high slot, and that shot goes wide. From Showback. Chasing after there, Shakivich. He'll have it on the wing. Shakivich towards Janeway. Past the line he comes. He couldn't get a shot on goal, though. It's tipped up a few sticks and skates. It's skated back by Alec James. And off the face-off, the Knights will have to chip it off the boards behind their own goal. And they'll backhand one towards center near Alec James. The puck comes up into the air, back into the Knights zone. Alec James is a player I'm actually going to talk about in a little bit. He's a guy I've seen play quite a bit over the last few years in the Lehigh Valley Scholastic Hockey League. They score! Samuel Laflaw! Goal. Off the face-off for Janeway. He wins it to Braden Eigner. Eigner off the boards. They'll go right behind the net to be chased down on the corner. Try to clear it on out. And Janeway ran into a Knights player as the Knights come back. Here comes the recently mentioned Alec James. James from the buster on the defense, holding, pass in front. He scored! A short-handed goal for the Knights. What a play set up by Alec James. And Owen Scott's the one to tip it home. Forgot to mention the records earlier, by the way. The Renegades, 9th place in the Atlantic Division, 2-6-2. Knights in 7th place of the Atlantic Division, 5-2-2. As the Renegades set up here, it's Foley. Foley on the angle, and that shot saved there by Gmont. So the 5-on-3 has ended. Is out of the box now is Owen Stewart. And it's a 5-on-4 for a minute 40. Gmont made a save there, and the Knights will clear down from Alec James. Foley off the boards to Janeway as he'll try to escape out of front of his net as Foley's going to have to circle on back. Wilkes-Barre, their power play is 3 for 38, 7.89%. The Renegades penalty kill, 47%. And they have 2 shorthanded goals. And they'll control here on the line. Alec James, who already has an assist, gives it there for the corner. That was controlled there by Krecker. And that was DePhillips trying to clear it down. And here come the Renegades. It's Shakivich who will shoot it on in. And back come the Knights rushing with speed. They're going to come in over the line. This is Mrochek holding, shooting on the angle. A save made by Bertante. Mrochek still holding on. I'll pass it to his right side there for Cavatero. Or I should say Cavateo, I beg your pardon. Cavateo has it once again near the point, skating throughout the slot. Took a shot and a save by Bertante. James on the corner. Gives it to the side of the cage there. That was intended there for Krecker. And back towards the other circle. Cavateo gets a wrister, and that deflects off a stick and wide. James behind the goal. Halfway through the power play now. And this goes past the blue line. 74 of 80 shots on that. He gave his team his best chance he could throughout the game. Renegades were up 2-0 early on in that, but it just wasn't enough as they ended up losing 6-5. So 4-4, actually, 4-4 has just expired, so it's a power play for a minute 45. Renegades control on the wing. Here's Gallucci on the left side. Waiting, he'll try to make a backhander. It goes off of Alec James. Right into him as he falls down. Knights did a great job killing off the first few. Billinger, wait, did I pronounce it right? Baldinger, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's out high. Why not? As he's running the camera and I guess being color commentator for me over a little bit, so that's pretty cool. Well, he served as emergency broadcaster for Patrick and Milan not too long ago. As Eigner will skate this. Saborski will have to flip it towards center and went off a Knights player. So power play for the Renegades once more. Eigner behind his net. Try to skate it on out. He's got Galucci on the wing. He falls down. He wasn't tripped. He just fell. Back comes Takar. Waiting and firing. He tried to do a toe drag shot. Went off a Knights player. And Wilkes-Barre clears. Mayberry wearing 8 in navy blue and white. Over the line he comes. And he'll go nearly behind the goal. It's backhanded back to from LeVlois to Mayberry towards the point. It will go there for a shot there by James. That goes wide. Beg your pardon, that's actually Duccini with the shot for the chance. He's wearing 10. James is wearing 18. Duccini, as Foley tried to go after him, he dropped his stick. I believe it broke. That's why he dropped it, as he'll go to the bench. His stick seems to be intact as he's left on the right corner in the Knights zone, but something must have broken off of it. Renegades will control it back. I think that was Murphy trying to kick it out free, and it'll go back to center. Mayberry will skate for it. He has pressure right behind him. Takar trying to whack at it. Mayberry passing it to the right side for Alec James, who will circle on back into his own zone. Nice move he made on Takar. James almost received the pass right back from Nolette. Speaking of Nolette, he'll go for it here for the Knights. Battling with the puck with Takar. Mayberry flipping the puck towards neutral ice. It'll be taken by DePhillips for the Renegades. Alec James, no look pass in front. Nobody there for the Knights to tuck it home and went off a Renegade stick. And they'll chase for it down. Here, Schuberta with a backhand shot saved there by the right pad of Gma. Another chance. And now it's Galucci will backhand one. It'll go to Alec James. He collides there with Mayberry, the two players wearing number 8 for the Knights and Renegades.
Yeah, Renegades 5 minutes in, getting their first shot of the period.
And Mayberry will have to try to escape to Kivish. The broken stick of Foley is still on the ice, by the way. As Schuberta will go to the bench. Meanwhile, this will be Alec James trying to get this puck free. Monthelor got it as the Renegades have in the offensive zone. They'll get a shot towards the goal, intending for Foley. That would not go. Pechtel and Foley were battling for it. Pechtel lost the puck as the comes free. And trying to get to it for New Jersey appears to be Galucci. It was. Alec James on the right wing will center it the other way. Owen Scott moves it on in. And a backhand one that'll be taken by Galucci. A Knights play, actually, the Renegades player went down. That was Schuberta on the circle. Here is James with a shot saved there by Ritante. That Beautiful. Was 80 shots on net last night, including overtime, as he saved 74 of 80. Braden Eigner's going to chase it down now. As this puck will chip right behind the goal to go to Alec James. James skating right around towards the blue line. James going around to the left circle. Lost possession on the stick of Galucci. James towards behind the net. It'll be taken there by the stick there in front. That was from LeVlois. Teams battling for him here on the corner. Knights try to get it right back if they can. They will. Back from Alec James. James will get his options. Try to tip it back towards the point. A Knights player goes down. That was Mrochek, and the Renegades move back the other way. They got numbers. Here is Galucci, and that misses wise. He shoots.
Pads and hands. He looks a lot more comfortable out there. Just hoping to keep that up in the end of the second and go into the third.
He allowed 4 in the first period. He's allowed 2 so far in this one, but I do agree. He definitely looks more poised in this period. It seems to be a bit faster, too, in his reflexes, as well as other factors as well. Here's Rasmus on the right side. Going on in. That goes wide. Takar on the corner, flipping it, and that will go out of play.
right through the neutral zone and creating a lot of good opportunities, and it shows on the scoreboard the 50 or 43 shots to the 15.
Off the face-off, it's won by the Knights, and it's chipped in by Duccini from the right point. James possessing it here as a nice assist from earlier in the game. James firing, looking for a deflection in front, wouldn't get it. And it's cleared past the blue line for Duccini to give it to James on the wing. They'll pass it on back for Rasmus. Duccini centering for James. Could have hold on to it. It's broken up by Takar. Sakiewicz backhanding one off a Knight's skate with 20 seconds left. Here comes a Morris save there. Shot saved by Bertante on his right pad. And it'll be chased down by Foley. It's skated back in his own zone here. This is Mrocek. Mrocek over the line. Gives it to the point for Duccini. Duccini with a shot. Here's James wide open. He scores! Duccini had the initial chance. Alec James on the follow-up try. Bertante didn't really have much. Team with 6 apiece. I was saying those two are neck and neck for most goals on the team as of late. There's another reason why. So now the scoreboard, the Jumbotron, whatever you want to call it here at Sports Care Arena, is updated officially as the Knights lead 7-1. As this will be Duccini, who has the recent assist, and that shot will go. Knights win the draw again. This is Duccini. Off the board, so we chased on down there by Lavoie. Samuel Lavoie. Forecheck from behind by DePhillips. And the Knights take it back on the corner for Owen Scott towards the point. It'll be collected there by Mayberry. Flips it around the boards to try to center. It's almost gloved down by the recent goal scorer, James. Here's a shot on that that's blocked, and Wenzel will try to go after it. James takes it on the corner once again for the Knights. He'll hold on back shooting, and I almost thought that deflected. Would have off of Bertante as he went down near the right post. And that'll be Schuberta as he's checked near the Renegades penalty box. And a pretty physical play. James has it again through center over the line. Getting around a few Renegades players will step on back. Bank was actually here last weekend where they beat the Renegades 14-0. So they'll at least have film from last time they played them to prepare for the Generals as they wear Minnesota Wild and North Star colors. Actually, the uniforms look awfully like the Minnesota Wild's reverse retro jerseys they wore a few years ago, where they resemble the Minnesota North Stars. Knights set something up here. Schuberta turned over the puck. Here's Gallucci chasing for it off the pass of Schuberta. He'll hold on, trying to make a move there, and he lost possession. Alec James moves in on the wing, has help behind him. James turning on back with Lavoie near him. Lavoie will chase for it as he'll try to check down to Phillips. Lavoie set one in front, and that goes over the net from Alec James. The pass there coming from Owen Scott. Lavoie behind the net, centering for Scott, and that will not go as DePhillips intercepted the pass. We are halfway through the third period. 8-1 Knights. In the last game of this 2-game homestand for the Renegades this weekend. Sakiewicz hits it off the high glass near center. He scored early in this period. Jackson Murphy had it for a moment, but then he lost possession as he runs into the defenseman Tremblay for the Knights. That comes Wilkes-Barre the other way. Pactel, I should say. Shoot. Hope to see you make saves like that in the future, Baldinger, whether it's here or wherever you may play, or wherever you play in the future and where you've played in the past.
I hope we get back on the ice in 2 weeks, November 7th and 9th. I hope to make my return here.
Yeah. I've never played ice hockey, but I have played floor hockey goaltender before, and it was fun for a time. Never as flexible. Oh, and we have another penalty. This is on the Renegades. As the initial penalty on Takar just expired, Renegades will have to touch it to stop this play from continuing on. It's a delayed call on New Jersey as Gmon's on the bench. James towards the corner for Nolette. Nolette back to the slot. That shot saved by Bertante. Rebound, another save. Bertante with the right pad. Still a delayed call on New Jersey, and Nolette has it behind the net. Nolette centering for that shot by in front that was from. Penalty on Mayberry. Galucci towards the wing. Coming over the line, Schuberta slaps one. And that goes right. Face-off is almost won there by the Renegades as it's taken right away by the Knights. Owen Stewart takes it on the wing. Stewart will stop on the circle. Shoots one. That goes over the net and off the high glass. 35 seconds on the power play. As the Knights have been killing this one off very well as once again, James clears it down.
Yeah, I think the biggest factors of today's game have been the penalty killing by Wilkes-Barre.
Agreed.
They took a handful of penalties in that first period. I know they were down 5-on-3. They killed that. There are other minor penalties. I don't think there was maybe one in the second period, but in the third period they definitely had 2 or more penalties to kill off, and a lot of penalties to kill off in the first period, and their kill in the defensive end has just been absolutely amazing. Also, with Janeway being gone from the Renegades, although they